Different methodologies may use different coding and analysis procedures, although some may overlap. Grounded theory has many authors promoting different guidelines on the steps to take for coding, and many of these processes are used in other qualitative research methodologies. In an ethnography study, researchers may look at analyzing different levels of information, such as understanding the local context or understanding how the findings contribute to knowledge in other contexts and populations, or into other theoretical considerations. Segments of data can be decontextualized, removing them from their context, then recontextualized back into larger interpretive pieces or different context. In ethnography data analysis, researchers attempt to analyze and describe the culture, cultural themes, and shared patterns with that culture or group. In narrative inquiry, it is common to have the story as the object of analysis. Researchers shift away from themes or categories as a starting point towards analyzing and organizing the story, possibly restorying the narrative chronologically into pieces such as the plot, setting, activities, climax, and denouement. In phenomenology studies, researchers strive for an analysis of the essence of a phenomenon by analyzing the description of the essence by participants. This is done by analyzing significant statements of lived experiences, meaning units, the textual and structural descriptions provided in an attempt to achieve a thick description of the phenomenon. Phenomenologists often use techniques such as bracketing, in which they attempt to remove or bracket out any of their own experiences and views on a topic before proceeding to analyze others. There are also varying levels of analysis tied to a paradigmatic basis for each methodology. Qualitative researchers can take a critical lens and explore the more profound social forces at play that shape the whole society and operate within the setting, such as racism, managerialism, capitalism, and globalization. In an ethnographic study, the researcher may aim for a participant-generated description of what is taking place in a context, or they may be aiming for an exploration of the context by organizing the data into taxonomies. Often this involves identifying things such as patterned regularities in the data and comparing these to other groups. The analysis may also happen at an interpretive level by comparing their current analysis to other existing theories in the literature. Although qualitative researchers are generally focused on language and words, there are instances where using numbers or quantification through a deductive approach helps to identify patterns in the data. In doing so, researchers need to be careful not to remove words from their context or to assume the word means the same to each participant or to place a value on a particular word solely due to frequency of use. The power dynamic is not something to be forgotten about after data collection, as the researcher still has the power to construct conclusions from the data collection and decide on what gets said and does not get said about the data collected. The researcher, however, can shift this power if agreed upon, allowing the participant to have a say in what is presented in the conclusions.